you live in a family that loves its food the way mine does, chances are you're going to find it extremely difficult to go on a diet. Dude, I grew up in a quintessential Indian Muslim family where butter chicken is normal food and Sunday biryani is a staple. No wonder I blew up to 115 kg, but here's how I managed to lose 60 kg and keep it off. Hi, I'm Mawra Ishaque. I am not an influencer. Tip number one, build your own ecosystem. You know, the moment you walk into your room, shut the door, and then you can be your weird self, you created your own ecosystem within the family. Your room is your ecosystem. That is the same mindset you need to adopt when it comes to your fitness approach within the house. If your family cannot compromise on the rich, oil laden food, you need to start preparing your own meals and, most importantly, learn to say no. Now, I know this can get difficult for some people because they probably have to cook for the entire family or they don't have enough time. One thing you need to keep in mind is that you're trying to do something different for yourself, so you will have to make additional efforts. Now, here are my few tips. Probably like you're cooking chicken curry for the entire family, right? Keep a few pieces aside. You know, you can reduce the oil, grill it, or if there's like paratha at home, can you replace it with roti? Can you replace it with rice instead? And also, if possible, try eating alone. Now, when you sit at the dinner table, right, you're going to reach for more food because A, you're hungry, and B, there's more variety available at an arm's length. But if your family has a mandatory dinner table policy and you cannot eat alone, my suggestion to you is that know exactly what you're going to eat. Only take that on your plate and say no to everything else. And always remember, you know, different family members will have different food choices. So at any given time, there will be like a lot of variety of different food items, mostly not that healthy, on the dinner table or even in the fridge. You need to be very sure of what is it that you have to eat and say no to everything else. I know that saying no comes with a lot of guilt. Even today, if my mom offers me something special to eat, and by special I mean something that's either drowning in oil or swimming in sugar, it is very hard for me to say no. So probably just like take a bite, you know, like, oh, this is really nice. Or I would completely say no, because a lot of people, that one bite can turn into like binging on the entire meal. So yes, saying no does come with a lot of guilt, but you have to prioritize yourself, and people get conditioned on their own. I mean, it only took my mom 10 years to get conditioned, but that's a story for another day. Have a flexible approach. Listen, things are not always going to go your way when you live in a familial ecosystem, right? Someone will forget to make your salad, or your brother will eat your fancy ass yogurt chia seed pudding. So instead of thinking that, you know, now my diet is ruined because I don't have this one particular thing, what are the healthier alternatives that you can have? Okay, someone probably didn't make your salad, but there is spinach sabzi at home. Probably you can have that. Or your fancy ass pudding is gone, but you can whip up like an instant yogurt whey mousse, right? So what are the healthier alternatives that you can do which does not take you away from your diet? Be prepared for a lot of your food to go missing. It's gonna happen, dude. I'm going to give you a heads up. It's going to happen. Family will dent your plan. So you know what? You're like, okay, I'm gonna do intermittent fasting now. And you're like, I'm not gonna eat after 6 p.m. And then suddenly your family's like, oh, we should all go for dinner. So what do? Like, you can say no. If it's just like a casual outing, you can probably say no. But if it's like a special occasion, someone's birthday, anniversary, you have to go. So what will be your approach then? Are you going to take executive decision at the dinner table, or are you going to plan beforehand? So I ask all my clients to send me the menus of whichever restaurant they're going to, so they can plan the meal in advance and they can socialize and have fun without denting their diet plans. Tip number 3, learn to ignore and let go. So that one sudden dinner plan pissed you off, and now you think, oh, my mother doesn't give two shits about my diet, my health, she doesn't care, I don't want to do this, and probably you turn to food for comfort and you just want to give up, right? Sounds familiar? Has happened to me way too many times. And this is something I've learned very late in life. You gotta let things go. Listen, dude, like your family would say like the darndest of things. Like, you know, you start a new diet and your brother's like, oh, it's just a matter of 2 weeks. Are you gonna give up? Or your mother's like, oh, you wanna waste money again? It's valid. I'm not going to say that it's not valid because they've seen you do this multiple times, right? You've probably even wasted money in the past, but it still hurts. So instead of saying that, oh, nobody understands me, or, you know what, nobody supports me, show them. Show them the results, show them that you're dedicated, show them they're consistent. People need proof to believe you, especially if you've done something to the contrary all your life. Why should they believe you now? I'm not going to lie to you, it took my mom 8 years to have that faith in me in my profession. She gave me like a solid time, you know, for quitting my advertising job and getting into this. And today she speaks about my profession, about my achievements with so much pride to her friends and relatives. But it takes time. So if you're really committed to doing it this time, let it go. But you need to know what to let go. I mean, not believing in you is one thing, but disrespecting is not. So you need to know when to let go and when to stand up for yourself and draw the right boundaries. I have this young client, you know, she's around 15 years old. She did not lose a single kg in the first 3 months for doing the program with me. So when I dive deeper with her, I got to know that she and her mother, they had these bonding experiences over food. So whenever they had to like sit and chat or go out, it was always centered around food. So I spoke to her mother separately, and during that conversation, I got to realize that the mother was very unhappy in a very dysfunctional, very controlling sasural. Not only was the mother a comfort eater herself and had like terrible body image issues, in her mind, she knew that this common ground of bonding over food with her daughter was the only way to keep her close to her. So she was like, if I don't have that bond with my daughter, I'm not going to have anyone in that house. So I spoke to them and I told her mother, like, you need to be on this program. I'm not going to charge you one extra penny, but you need to be on this program. And the first thing I made them do was to find non food related bonding experiences. So the mother daughter duo started doing yoga together, started going for walks together, started going to the gym together. And you won't believe within 3 months, both of them collectively lost 22 kg. Her mother went from sabotaging her efforts to becoming her biggest support in the house. And speaking of support, that is my next point. Ask your family to support you. I know this is tricky because the typical Indian family system, we do not sit, we do not speak, and we give no clarity. सब ऊपर ऊपर से बोल के चले जाते हैं. Most of our conversations are superficial. Oh, what's for dinner? Oh, this one's getting mad. Oh, there we have to go the other day. Oh, this one's birthday, get cake. So it's very difficult for us to sit down with our family members and be like, hey, I'm starting something and I know I've done it a lot of times before, but this time I'm like really serious. I've also invested in a coach and I really want to do it. And I think I would need your help with it. Look, you've already assumed that they're not going to help you, right? So take that chance, right? Maybe they would. But if you tell me that, no, Mawra, my family dynamics are different and it's going to be uncomfortable for me to have that conversation, absolutely fair. Understood. Don't do it. Be prepared and be mentally strong to do it alone, to do it with or without anyone. Concentrate on workout too. Now, while your major fat loss efforts will come from your diet, your workout will play an important role too. I am a huge advocate of doing strength training when you're trying to lose the weight because this is the perfect time for you to pack on muscle while being in a deficit because the body has a lot of fat reserves to draw energy from. So picture this. Maybe you came home one day and your food was not made, or someone ate your food, or guests brought kaju katri and you chomped on a few and you're like, you know what, I can't do this. This is too difficult. Or you end up binging further, or you get frustrated or create a scene at home. While you may not have like complete control and autonomy over your diet at home, you have complete control over your workout. And your workout will give you a sense of accomplishment. It may also help you undo some of the damage. So be sure to have a good workout routine as well. If you're just starting off, I would say the only thing you should concentrate on is clocking in 5 to 10,000 steps in a day. That's the perfect place for you to start. And then you gradually build on. So maybe you go for a sprint, you start going to gym, you start weight training, you start like Zumba, you start yoga, whatever works for you, but have some sort of physical activity as well. Your efforts towards getting healthier and fitter are coming from two different directions, your diet and your workout both. And when on days when you feel like your diet is a little off, maybe you can concentrate on getting a good workout in. Find a weight loss buddy, but be prepared to do it alone. I am a huge believer in cultivating a good support system. For me, most of my support has not come from family or even partners. Like my coach, 5 of my closest friends, 2 of my closest cousins, they're like sisters. These have been the people who have believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And you need people like that. If you have someone who's on the same journey as you are, it gets a lot easier because you know what, you can discuss, hey, you know what, these are my goals, these are my strategies, you want to work out together, or this is what I'm eating, this is what my coach has said. It just gets a lot easier. And this could be just like a gym partner, this could be like a friend, this could even be an online community. But when your tribe has the same mindset, it's easier for you to stay in the game. So in however way you can, try to build a good support system. Remember your goals. Every client who comes to me mandatory writes a list of 20 reasons why they want to do it. This is your ultimate psychological weapon for staying on track. So every time things don't happen your way or someone says something, you sit down, you take a deep breath, and you look at your list of whys. Visualize that happening and remember that picture, because whatever someone said right now, whatever thing that has happened right now will not matter in a month or two, but if you let that thing get to you and if you let that thing make you quit, you'll have to restart again after 2 months. So always remember why you're doing this. It's absolutely paramount for your success. Have a comeback plan. I cannot stress on this enough. You are going to fail on your journey. I'm not going to bullshit you. Weight loss is never linear. There are going to be bad days. There are going to be days when you completely screwed it up. You need to know how to come back from that. What are the things that you need? What will your approach be? Who would you speak to? How are you going to restructure your plan? Your comeback plan is absolutely important. Make sure that you know what are the things that can derail you from your program. How do you come back from that? I hope this video really helped you. And if you're in a family that loves its food, lead by example. Be the person who brings that change, because obviously you love your family. You'd want them to get healthier as well, right? So show them the way. Be your healthiest, be your fittest version, and they'll follow.